It's been audio troubles all day on YouTube.
It's
How
been
about that?
audio troubles all day on YouTube. It's been audio troubles all day on YouTube.
Well, I might as well go ahead and just give the date.
Well, I might as
We
well
might
go
as well.
ahead.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Testing 4, 5, 6.
Testing 4, 5, 6. Testing
7, 8, 9.
4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9. 7, 8, 9.
I'll bet you can hear me now, can't you? So, yeah, testing 1, 2, 3. It looks good, looks good, looks good. We've got 500 at least. So I think we're ready to start. Hello? Echo, echo, echo. Oh, 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 oh. I hear you, Frank, says Brian. Yeah, I hear nothing but echo, says Michelle. It's a bad echo, man. What's the matter with you? Okay, right about now, all the echoes should be gone. Laura says that we're 5 by 5. Can you hear us? This chat goes so fast I can't read it. I know. It does. You silly rabbit, stop it. You're doing it on purpose. It's fine now. Sursa, 5 by 5. What was the date? Oh, you missed it? The 19th of November, 2019. Oh, I know, I'm a bad boy. I'm a bad boy. Let's see here. Do we have anybody that laughing? What is LMAO?
Laughing my booty off.
Oh, laughing my booty off? Okay. D- Dina Solomon says, "Hey, Frank, I'm finally able to watch you live, and you're wearing white. Woohoo!" It's actually white, red, and black. Alrighty. I think we've got enough people on now, and I think we've fixed the audio. And we're ready to go ahead and get talking here. Ooh. I think that, greetings, by the way. Greetings, family. Welcome to another one of your conference calls here at where are we? Frank 26 UB2Bs. And it's good to be with you all once again. I think we've made the decision. I think we've made the decision that we need to talk maybe every day this week. It's possible. I know we'll be with you tomorrow because Will wants to do the product call during our call. I think it's important that we talk. But before we do get to talking, the very first thing that we do is we establish our ground rules. Please understand that this is a study of the Iraqi dinar, nothing more. It's not a place where you can come and get something that's, hey, solid information. Not on a speculative investment. That's ironic. You know what I mean? You can't get that kind of information from a speculative investment. So don't think that I'm offering you a date. I mean, and if you hear me talk about dates or time frames or what the CBI is offering or the GOI, whatever dates they may say, don't misinterpret that, okay? Also, we don't give you a rate. We don't know what this thing is going to come out at. They told us that it's going to come out at 1 to 1. You can have that much. But a lot of us have a suspicious feeling that this currency is going to be brought back, reinstated to what it used to be. What was it, about How long ago? We went there in 2000, 16 years ago. I haven't even thought about that. And that's why they recalculate. Okay? If you're not a student with us, sometimes I don't make any sense. I apologize. And that's why I encourage you, be a student with us. So now you understand where that recalculation came from, and then everything that was brought back to them. So I don't know. I just can't see them staying at 1-to-1. But I'm not here to talk about a rate. What I am here to tell you is, again, no date, no rate. So let's get to work. Government of Iraq, or should I say government of Iran? Okay, government of Iraq. What you guys doing today? What you doing? I know yesterday they took some marshmallows and graham crackers and some chocolate over to Maliki's house. Burned the place down. Yeah. So I was just wondering, the rest of you, ministers in the parliament, what you doing today? Yesterday when we were together, family, I expressed it in my opinion. Wow, we're getting rid of people already?
Putting rates out.
Putting what?
Putting rates.
Yeah, guys, if I don't offer a date or a rate, I'd rather you didn't either, okay? Thanks, I appreciate it. Because if you do, then they're going to say, but, well, look, it's posted. I mean, it's your site. Yeah, that's right. So let me police that and tell you don't put up a date or a rate. Okay. So, government of Iraq. The Iraqi citizens are very disappointed in you. And but worse, they are extremely angry at the Iranian influence in the government of Iraq. For you ministers that are halfway decent and that are Iraqis, the Iraqi citizens are disappointed in you. You could have fought for them. So that's why they went out and protested. And what, your colleagues, the Iran influence in the GOI, what their people did to the citizens of Iraq, murdering them, big mistake. So, in my opinion, while the monetary reform continues, and boy, did we talk about that yesterday, didn't we? While it continues, the government of Iraq has to get itself together. Now, what is it that you said? Let me look it up, GOI. Let me see if I can find it. There's so many notes that I have, so many pictures that I've taken just today alone. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is going to be a pain just to find this thing. So maybe I'll just, well, wait a minute. No, it's not in here either. Son of a gun. I guess I'm going to have to paraphrase it, family. I'm sorry about that. Let me see here. Nope, it's not that picture. Nancy Pelosi. No, it's not her. Oh, here it is. Thanks, militia man. I got it off of yours. Oh, here it is. Can you see that? So Parliament comes out today and they say Parliament is holding an evening session. Ring-a-ding-ding. Ring-a-ding-ding. I told you I would call you, Frank. I know, walking stick, but can I ask you a question? Go ahead. Did you see what Parliament said today? Yeah, I did. I've never seen an evening session. Have you, sir? Yeah, but they're rare. Maybe one every 3 years or something. In other words, Frank, they're not going to go out of their way to do something extra. This evening session that they're doing is because it's not because they want to do it. Really? No, it's not because they want to do it. In your opinion, a walking stick, who do you think is doing it? Who do you think is doing it, Frank? Who do you think called this emergency session this evening and told the parliament members, this is what you're going to do tonight? Daddy? But of course. So it's an emergency. It's kind of like something unusual. They're holding an evening session today, not because they want to, because they were forced to. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Now, what else does it say? So we're holding an evening. Did you bring in the pizza? Man, it's gonna be a long night. So it's an evening. We got a lot to do in one night. Let me see that list of demands again. Oh man, we're here all. Yeah, make sure you get extra. That the little pieces of bread and the little containers with the extra pizza sauce. Get extra ones of those, okay? All right. So Parliament is holding an evening session today. Okay, that alone holds 3 pieces of information. You don't do this. Last time you did it was last year. And the only reason you're doing this is because you're being told to do it, in my opinion, by Daddy. So far, so good. I'm seeing this today. That may, don't give me that may. There you go again with that negativity. That will. Anyways, that may witness an unprecedented event. Walking stick. I can't think of anything unprecedented. Can you? And he says, well, you know what? That is a good one. The impeachment proceedings is unprecedented. That's a good one. That's a good one, Walking Stick. Walking Stick, what if they came up with a new prime minister? Frank, I told you he ain't going nowhere. But what if they came up with a new prime minister? Wouldn't that be unprecedented? No. Excuse me? No. No, Frank. A new prime minister is not an unprecedented event. I mean, yeah, it's a big deal, but it's not unprecedented. No. What would be unprecedented? I mean, I told you they've had, 4 or 5 prime ministers just in the last few years alone. Nope, not unprecedented. Laws? Well, Frank, it depends which laws. There are 5 that we would like for them to pass. The citizens would like for them to pass because they would amend their constitution in order for them to get what they're getting. And one of them is the auctions. Oh. So you don't think that they're going to announce anything, big? Well, first of all, Frank, they're not going to announce it today. But they said it was going to happen today. Yeah, as we're talking, it's happening. And that's when we were talking earlier today, me and Walking Stick. So by the time this thing gets done, doors are shut. Nobody... You can't see not only what they're doing, you can't see who they're doing it with. You mean we can't see who's got a gun up against their head? I didn't say that. I said, no, okay, it's cool. So it's not unprecedented to have a prime minister. Hey, what if they raise the value of the currency? That would be unprecedented. Frank. Really? Frank? I'm just asking, sir. I already know the answer. What's the answer, Frank? No, the government of Iraq has no authority to release the new exchange rate for their currency. That's right. Find something else that would be unprecedented. A new government? So, Frank, yeah, these fake impeachment trials is a very good example of something unprecedented. But in my opinion, a new seated GOI Iraq people, with all of the citizens' demand given to them, that would be unprecedented, without a doubt. Besides, another thing too, Frank, Parliament cannot remove the Prime Minister. Well, I'm running out of unprecedented things to do. Frank, get rid of the un. Huh? Huh? No. No. Get rid of the un. Unprecedented. Presidented? Get rid of the did. President? That's who's doing it. Of the United States of America. I'm going to switch gears right now, but I'm coming back to this. We need to talk about this because they're going to tell you tomorrow what they did. But I'm going to switch gears on purpose. I watched the impeachment proceedings today. There were many times where I took notes. I took a lot of notes. And there were many times where I made little sidebar notes, and I said to myself, oh my goodness, this is extremely bad for the Democrats. Oh my goodness, he just admitted that the transcript was correct. Oh my goodness. And it went on and on. My poor wife was sitting there having to be forced to listen to the news. And when it was all over and done with, I turned the channel. When was it? At 6:30, so I could see the national news. So I went over to ABC. Everything that they were saying at ABC was the complete total, 100% about face of what I had in my notes. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you something. You know what? You've allowed me to have a voice. We're all over the place. we're everywhere. I mean, thank God. And I got to tell you, I got to take the time. And it's been costing me. But that's okay. YouTube doesn't, maybe, well, it's okay. But I got to tell you, in my opinion, ABC, NBC, and CBS, maybe throw in Fox 2. There's Fox 2. I told you yesterday that the whole media, except for Owen, is owned by 6 conglomerates. And they want your opinion to be their opinion. So when I switched over, I swear upon my word of honor, I felt insulted. And then I got to thinking, well, maybe I'm being biased. And as I looked at my notes, no, those are the total opposite of what just happened. In fact, let me show you something that all 3 major networks and Fox and MSN, nobody even covered this part. Watch this.
Mr. Morrison's your senior. He didn't know about it. How can he decide an action to take? But that's what you said. Oh boy. In Mr. Morrison's deposition, page 60, the question is, at what point did you learn that Lieutenant Colonel Vivint went to Eisenberg? He said about the 25th phone call. He said, yes, in the course of reviewing for this proceeding, reviewing the open record. So next question. So Eisenberg never came to you and relayed to you the conversation? He said, no. He said, Ellis never did either. not to the best of my recollection. So Mr. Morrison was skipped in your chain of command about your other concerns. So Mr. Morrison said he's the final clearing authority. He said he saw your edits. Do you remember if all of the edits were incorporated? And he said, yes, I accepted all of them. That's on page 6162. So he believes all your edits were accepted. Let me ask you, were in your edits, did you insist that the word demand be put into the transcription between the conversation of the two presidents?
Wait, no, you did not?
But you did say that in your opening statement today. Thank you, and I yield back.
I just gotta see it one more time.
It falls.
One more time.
Edits were incorporated, and he said, yes, I accepted all of them. That's on page 6162. So he believes all your edits were accepted. Let me ask you, were in your edits, did you insist that the word demand be put into the transcription between the conversation of the two presidents?
I did not.
But you did say that in your opening statement today. Thank you, and I yield back.
So what? Okay, I messed up. Look at me.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be making a mockery of a mockery, but this is ridiculous. It made me actually physically ill. No, honestly, it did. I wasn't pleased. I wasn't happy with what I was seeing because this is the country that I live in. Honestly, yeah, we got freedom of speech and the media and the freedom of press, but it's all communistic style. I'm not stupid. I spent hours looking at that thing. In fact, I almost fell asleep. Thank goodness a lot of you called to wake me up. And when it was over with and I switched it over at 6:30, that was a long day. The only thing I missed was when I went to go see my dad for a few hours. But then at 6:30, I switched it over and it broke my heart. This impeachment is uncovering many wrongs of the Democratic Party. Hillary, are you scared? Well, you should be. This gentleman, Lieutenant Colonel Vindman, actually Vengeance Man, because that's all I heard today and yesterday or whenever. It's a bunch of people that have nothing to bring in as evidence but complaints and anger and vengeance. What was it, yesterday or the day before? Some ambassador woman was angry because I got fired. Grow up! That's the business world. Anyway, you're not even about that ambassador. Woman or ma'am, that position that you had, you sucked at it. Your whole background career is decent. Your family, proud, roots. But you were released. I saw your record. No wonder Donald Trump fired you right away. No wonder he told everybody, this woman's bad news. Oh, I'm going to get you, Mr. President. Yeah, what it's doing is uncovering many of the wrongs of the Democratic Party. And when this is all over and done with, I guess by December, they're going to go ahead and start the proceedings of the impeachment. And then after that, that's it. The Senate floor will just simply say, up yours, Democrats, and get back to work. 4 years wasted. How do you like that, taxpayer? If you're a Democrat, how do you like it? Well, I like it because we're using our taxpayer dollar to go against a man that is corrupt. I'm 63 years old. I've seen a lot of corruption in this world. I could tell you stories that would make you want to see corruption? So, this gentleman, Lieutenant Colonel Vinderman, watch this. Ring-a-ding-ding, ring-a-ding-ding. Yes, Frank. Walking stick, are you watching this? Yeah, I'm watching it. I'm listening to it. I can't see it. What do you think about the colonel? Lieutenant Colonel Vinderman? Yeah. I'd call him Mr. Vinderman, even if he was wearing the uniform. Really? Would you? Hell yeah. Somebody like that? We know these kind of people. We know these kind of people. You're supposed to respect our commander in chief, not question him. Nobody voted you in to give me your opinion. You say yes, sir. You stand up straight, you move forward, and that's it. You understand that, Frank? I said, yeah, don't yell at me. Frank, this guy puts on his uniform. And then he says, Lieutenant Colonel, don't call me Mr. Up yours! Mr. or Lieutenant Colonel. But it's pretty obvious what you're doing. Dressing up in your colors. A uniform is to be respected, not to be used like a tool. Tool. I bring this up, family, because in my heart, I honestly feel that we're very close to what we seek. And if you see the proceedings, you're seeing desperation. Don't you think that all those Democrats have dinars? Oh, what a coincidence. Only the Democrats did not know about the Iraqi dinar and what your party did with the Kuwait dinar, right? I'm supposed to be stupid, right? Green is actually an ugly color. I don't care, Peter Pan. I don't care. It's more like the Grinch. That's what you are. You're the Grinch in this holiday season, Democrats. Doggone it, you're messing things up. I know you're angry, but you don't have the right to do this. The citizens of Iraq are angry. They got right to do this. What you're doing, and then the audacity of this man. What's his name? Schiffler, Kakahead, I call him. I'm sorry. I'm in the medical field. I have a background in biology. I'm a respiratory therapist. My son and daughter-in-law are physical therapists. My daughter's in sports medicine. You know, when we get sick, we call each other. What should we do? No, I'm serious. The VA can't do nothing for my father. Two physical therapy sessions. That's it. It's been over a month since he's had his leg broke. 2. I'm not here to complain about that. Walking stick can complain about it. You have to reach a point where you say, leave me alone, VA. I am so tired of what you're telling me. It doesn't matter if I come up with a solution, you come up with another problem for me to solve. Leave me alone. I will take care of my father. I will sell my house if I have to take care of him. And that's what politics does, family. The Democrats could be working on lowering the pharmaceutical pills, right now that my dad takes, but no. No, I just don't like what's going on because the Democrats have dinars. The Democrats want vengeance for not winning the last election. And the Democrats know that very soon, oh no, this Trump is going to become a Jedi to the American citizens. We will never defeat him. No, you won't. And this is the only way you think you can defeat him. But you're embarrassing yourself. And I told you, you're going to implode. I told Iran the same thing. I'm telling you, Democrats, your party is about to change. And you're so desperate. You're doing these silly things in front of the whole world. And the whole world knows what you're doing. It's beyond a soap opera. It's a comedy routine now. Schiffler, Kakahead, you have a recessive gene. You have a recessive gene, in my opinion. Isn't that great? I can say that in this great country of ours. Yeah, Schiffler or whatever. Schiffler, what's his name? Schiffler. You have an abnormality, a recessive gene, and I can tell. Just you see it your eyes. You can Google this. Yeah, yeah. So whatever it is, that makes up you, your thinking, your mind, your whatever, your attitude. I mean, there is, AI. You almost look robotic. But AI is actually artificial intelligence. In your case, it's artificial idiocracy. You're an idiot. You know something? I told Walking Stick this. He cracked up. He cracked up. Schiffler, if I was there sitting next to you and I'm trying to talk and all of a sudden you interrupt me, you cannot badger or you cannot make the witness, or you know what I would say? Schiffler, shut up. Now, what are you going to do? What? Out of order? Is that what it? Okay, fine, out of order. But you know what? I expressed myself to you, didn't I? It wouldn't be for enough of a clause for you to kick me out. But I would tell you to shut up. Let me finish the questioning. You're eating up my minutes. You're good at this. You eat minutes faster up than Frank eats cookies. Oh, maybe not. So, Kakahead is talking to Volker, one of their witnesses. Yeah, I forgot. No, I remember. I forgot. I remember now. What, Volker, you double talking fork tongue? And then Volker says what he says, and then it's like, and Schiffler goes, huh? No. Why didn't you tell us this before when we interviewed you? Your own people stabbed you in the back today, you stupid. Anyways. Oh, okay. They're talking about something else, huh?
Some of them.
Can I then go ahead and go back to where I was? We've already been together 30 minutes. I don't want to keep you no more than maybe another 30, if that. Well, it'll be 30. Can I go back? You get my point. The Democrats know what's going on in Iraq. Yeah, this whole call is in my opinion. The Democrats know what Donald Trump is about to get and do. And the Democrats are desperate, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they're totally naked in front of the millions and millions of people. They won't cover up. They have no decency. And, I really didn't need to bring this up, but it is the backwash. It is the sewers. It is the only negative part of the Iraqi dinar monetary reform. Those that are trying to stop President Trump from benefiting from it. A lot of people tell me, do you think that Donald Trump has dinars? Oh, I won't answer that because I think you know the answer to that. He's not stupid. And what did he do with his, what was it, a 7-man entourage team? And his son-in-law was part of that team. On the very first day that he was president, while he was having his inaugural dinner, steak and potatoes, he was getting word. They just landed, sir. Good. Start cleaning up the mess in Iraq that Obama left. Ta-da! I find it interesting that a lot of the things that he does doesn't take long. Doesn't take long. Like, for example, the sanctions that we told you about. Boom! You read them today, didn't you? And yesterday there were some. Holy cow, one after the other, ain't it? This minister, that minister, this minister. Oh my. France. Somebody asked me today, what kind of ice cream you like? I said, French vanilla. I do. That's my favorite. I like French vanilla ice cream. And I think I'm going to like the French people, the French country now, because they're also pissed off at the government of Iraq. Anyways, yeah, I made my point about the Democrats, and they shouldn't be doing this. And it's only because they're angry that they lost, and they're angry because they know what's about to happen. Okay, so we're done with that. Now let's go back to where we were at. Where were we? Well, we were talking about the. Oh, one more thing. You don't think that the world is not paying attention to these proceedings? Well, was it 2 days ago? I think the ambassador Yovana, what's her name? Yovanovitch. Careful, Frank. Careful now. Ambassador Yovanovitch. She had nothing. She walked up with her tail between her legs. Nada. And what's interesting, this is my team said, ring a ding ding. Yeah. We're watching. I know. How many screens you got up? 3? I only got 1 up. Keep watching for me. Keep watching. Look. Hold on. All right, she's talking now. Hold on. Go ahead, record that. Listen. What are the 3 screens saying? What? Really? Right now? She's not even done talking. All right, thank you. And keep an eye on it for me. Thanks. Bye-bye. And what that conversation was one of my team members where we said I wanted them to pay attention to the stock markets. Not just ours, but certain stock markets. And what we did is we watched, because she was the first one. If this would have worked, this was a snowflake that was going to create the avalanche going down the hill for the Democrats against Trump. But as we watched her, nothing. And I asked my teams, how are the 3 stock markets doing that we're watching? They just exploded, sir. You see, I'm not the only one that's watching what's going on. The markets were watching. If President Trump was in trouble, oh boy, would we have been in trouble. But he wasn't in trouble. And the markets went right back and they started trading and boom! It was another record set. Democrats, God bless you. So, yeah, okay, I promise no more. So now we go back. But these are interesting thoughts, aren't they? Huh? Oh, I had to go through a ringer and get my 4 spinal surgery so that I know how much it's back in a whole different ballgame 2 years ago in the MRI, and I couldn't even walk. When I was a little kid, we kind of went over this yesterday, but listen carefully. It's in my opinion. When I was a little kid, I said yes. I'm sorry. When I was a little kid, No wonder you wanted to send it to me. Hold on a second. I disagree with you, sir. You see, you think that this is a blessing that's for everybody. I disagree 100%. In my heart, the reason why I'm here, boy, trust me, I want to be with my Father, is because I am of the belief that this is going to commence the end times. You say that this dinar blessing is good for everybody. I disagree 100, 1,000, 1,000,000%. And the reason why is because the evil forces that serve Lucifer, the demons of this earth, they too have dinars. I wonder who they are. And the good of this world also has dinars. And from the same place where the first blessing, wealth transfer, came for Mary and Joseph, so baby Jesus could accomplish his mission in his 33 years, from that same place, oh, what a coincidence, a blessing is coming again for the church. Yeah, we're going to do a lot of good things for God's kingdom. But so will the evil do a lot of good for Lucifer. Therefore, in my opinion, we commenced the end times. The power behind this money, the knowledge behind it, right after 9/11, well, it was actually 1999 into 2000, when the internet, when laptops, that's how people found out about this one. They didn't find out about Kuwait. They found out about this one because of the internet and laptops and iPhones and all kinds of stuff. And then the following year, they hit us September the 11th. So, my dear friend, that you just text me and took the time away from what I want to offer tonight. You see, if you do this, then if you do this and send me something, I mean, it was nice. By the way, hoorah! Thank you for your service. It was nice. I appreciate it, and I thank you, and I'm going to consider it. But I got to tell you right now, based on what I know, no, sir. No, sir. This is not good for everybody. This will be, in my opinion, the start of the end times. I hope it's okay if I took a little time to talk to you, and I hope I talked to you politely. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, let's get this. Oh, wow, 15 minutes. Isn't that amazing how time goes by? Golly. In my opinion, when I was a little kid, I used to sit in front of the television, and I always had my dimes. They were dimes that had the picture of the lady. Oh, what are those dimes? I forget. They were solid silver back in those days. And I would be watching Popeye or cartoons, whatever, but I would be listening with this ear. Ah, Liberty. Thank you. Liberty dimes. Yeah, the Mercury Liberty dimes. Yeah. Anyways, and as soon as I heard the ice cream truck, I ran, man. I booked it outside. I was right there. Oh, you looked them up for me too, Tank?
Yeah, I have some. I just wondered what they were worth.
I know your daddy gave you a whole bunch of them, didn't he? That's right. Anyways, I would run out there and I'd stand right there on the corner. I wasn't going to miss the ice cream truck. So when the ice cream truck came by, Frankie, how you doing, buddy? I'm doing good. I like my ice cream. You got your receipt? Yeah. There you go. Alrighty, Frankie. The receipt here says that you got a lot of ice cream in your freezer in your house. Yeah. Well, you got to give it. The receipt says you got to give me the ice cream you got in your house. Yeah. Yeah, because I'm going to give you the equivalent of brand new ice cream. Would you like that? Yeah. Okay, so let's get this process going. Let's move this. Electronic ice cream? No, you silly right. What's the receipt say? I know, I'm just playing. You want me to help you? Sure, come on, help us. This is physical. So we take the physical ice cream that the ice cream truck gave me into my house. Now, I happen to have low blood pressure. So I'm kind of cold. Or excuse me, did I mess that up? No, I got low blood pressure. Low blood pressure, which makes me cold all the time. So I have to turn up the heat in my house. As comical as I am being, pay attention. So in my opinion, as cold as I get, my house has to be warm all the time. So I turn it up to about 110 degrees. Yeah. Yeah. So the ice cream truck man says, "Give me your receipt." And he read my receipt and he knew exactly how much I had in my freezer. So he tells his friends in the truck there, go ahead and go put in Frankie's freezer this much of the new ice cream and bring back the old ice cream. Hey, Frankie, we'll get rid of it for you. Is that okay with you? I don't care. I don't want it. It's worthless. So, okay, that's good. Thank you. And the ice cream truck, ding 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 ding, goes down the street to the other BBBs homes. You got your receipt? Let me see. And by the way, Frankie, here's my schedule. So you'll know when I come back again around. And when I was in my house, I mean, well, to be honest with you, when this ice cream that they brought to me, the new one, oh, so good, French vanilla. When they brought cookie dough too. Oh, I love cookie dough, ice cream. So when they brought it, was solid, frozen, because in the ice cream truck, it is so cold. It's frozen. I mean, it's been frozen for a long time. Probably 16 years. Yeah. But you know what? They brought it into my house. Oh. And my house is very hot. I don't think that ice cream should sit on my kitchen table for that long of a period of time. Even in my freezer, it probably will melt. Yeah. And I agree with that. I don't think it's wise to have something that could be stolen or perishable or attacked or burnt down or introduce it to a thank God they didn't introduce it to a Detroit lion. Can you imagine? I love my lions, but they hate me. You know why I like my Detroit Lions? Because of the color. It's Honolulu blue. If not, I'd probably be a Cleveland fan. Well, that's worse. No, no, no. I'm sorry. So, citizens of Iraq, are you done? I understand, but are you done? You're not done? You are done? Citizens of Iraq, are you done? The media ain't telling me jack. Eddie, talk to me. What's going on? Well, Mr. Frank? Really, Eddie? Yeah. And Mr. Frank, we watched you. We all got around, turned on the internet, and when we saw you, we all exploded. And Mr. Frank, thank you. You were right. And Mr. Frank, I think we're ready now. I think we can clear the streets now. You know why, Mr. Frank? Why? Because of what you told us. They're here. They're here. And we see them. We see what they're doing. Nobody's died since they've arrived. You were right, Mr. Frank. So, as I take it to that point, what I'm going to do now with the last 10 minutes that we have together, I'm going to go ahead and take you to our Firefly. I don't even know when the last time was that I talked to you about our Firefly. Let me think. Well, it wasn't Monday, so yesterday, Monday, and then Sunday. Was I with you on Saturday? No, I was with you on Friday, no, Thursday. Wow, I'm not going to go all the way back to Thursday. Let me see how far we can go here. Sunday. Sunday. Okay, Sunday was interesting because, Mr. Frank, on the news television today, they're showing where they have halted the United States American dollar in the auctions by the CBI, and they say that it has ended, and millions of fake funds of Iran, and they are saying with that money, Iraq could build 200 schools, 50 hospitals a year. This was all shown on the big screens, Mr. Frank. They're telling us that what we want. My goodness gracious, the United States of America is doing it. The number one thing we wanted, stop stealing our money, doggone it. The U.S. just arrived. You see, that was Sunday. See that? Mr. Frank, they just got here and they stopped the auctions. Dang! To which I said to him, oh my God, well, I should say, oh my goodness. This is fantastic, Eddie. Based on the information that I can say it. Based on the information that we know about the CBI and what, in my opinion, they are doing with the banks at this very second. Congratulations, Iraq. Congratulations, Eddie. You see, they endured the test of time under dangerous conditions. What conditions did you endure this test of time? So I told him I'm posting this right now. He says, thank you. He says, thank you. And this halt, if the U.S. dollar has been in the last few days, but has been put into the corrupt fake funding, all heading to Iran, well, then this is great. To which I said, amen. Then later that evening, he says, bloody day of demonstrations. So we're still demonstrating, huh? This was what? Just when we arrived. Bloody day of demonstration forced us live bullets again, and the crowds get close to the green zone. The United States of America Secretary of State under made a statement today to the people of Iraq. Daddy just arrived. And Daddy's got his, Pompeo. Get up there and talk to those citizens. Okay, Mr. Frank, and today the people of Iraq, they talked to us, the people of Iraq, and they said to us that the United States of America will hold liable all the corrupt who stole the citizens' money in legal actions. This being played on the screens, trying to calm the citizens. It seems, anyways, Mr. Frank. So something is happening. Daddy's home, and Sugar Daddy's about to get destroyed. Iran today also in turmoil, Mr. Frank. Over 100 of their banks and their shops have been looted and burnt down to the ground. To which I said, if you remember, I looked into the camera and I said to the Iran government, your people are going to do the same thing that Iraqi citizens are doing to their government. To which Eddie then started to realize, yeah, something is going on in our country now. Yes, you did. And they are. It's all over Iran today. Violent protests. This is good. Now let me skip all the way to this past Sunday, which is what, 3 days ago, right? Whatever. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Here we go. You ready? Mr. Frank, they're talking about the 2020 budget again, and it will be sent to the House of Representatives within a week. That is a very good point to remember, family. They said that they're sending it to the House of Representatives within a week. Why is it important to remember, family? Because in my opinion of what happened this evening in Parliament in Iraq. And that's how we started our study tonight. Within a week to 10 days to be viewed and voted. Well, I'll be darned. This time it'll be different ministers with a different attitude towards the Iraqi citizens. Viewed and voted on, says the Prime Minister Mahdi. This budget has financial reforms to meet the protesters' demands. The number one demand is to stop the auctions. Mr. Frank, yeah, they stopped the American dollar already. Okay, good. What's the number two thing? Mr. Frank, we want purchasing power. You're going to get it if you get off the streets. Mr. Frank, we don't want to get off the streets. We want to kick some more ass. When you're done, let me know or let them know. Okay, Mr. Frank. Mr. Frank, what? I think we're done. Are you sure? Mr. Frank, the things that we're seeing, well, I don't need to improvise. Let's keep reading. Do you mind if I go over a little bit? Do you mind if I go over 8 o'clock just a little bit? Turn it down, sweetheart, if you want. I'm getting warm too. Do you mind, family? I'm sorry. I know I should stay to a schedule because you may have other plans yourself. Please go, does that say way or ahead? Please go ahead or please go away? Which is that? Yeah, Mr. Frank, can you imagine that? Within 10 days, within a week to 10 days, they're going to view it. They're viewing it. And they're going to vote on it probably next Tuesday. And Mahdi says that this is going to meet the financial what? Because you didn't catch that, did you, family? Say that again, Eddie. Well, Mr. Frank, I just told you. How many times I got to tell you this? That the House of Representatives within a week to 10 days to be voted on and viewed. And it says that the Prime Minister, Mahdi, he's saying that this budget has financial reforms to meet the... How many times did I tell you? Family, you need the financial reform, the monetary reform established long before the economic reform can even think about it. Think about letting the contracts come into the country. Oh, and by the way, for the gentleman, Mr. Capital MC, I got your text. Thank you. I am curious. I would be interested to talk to you. If you have that many contracts with these countries, I'd like to talk to you because you're about to. I think they're about to communicate with you. So, anyways, and so yeah, Marty, I can't get out of this, can I? So Marty says that this budget has financial reforms. New math family. To meet protesters' demands. Stop the auctions. Family, you can't stop the auctions without changing the rate. You can't delay the auctions. You can't. It forces the math to change. And Marty comes out and he tells the citizens, "Hey guys, this budget, it has it here." It has the financial reforms to meet the protesters' demands. You told me to stop, change the auctions. Well, I did. No, you didn't. You were forced to. Daddy told you to do it. Daddy was right over your shoulder watching you. Maybe, but I did it. Yeah. And I did it to meet the protesters' demand. So many amendments made must be voted on. Bingo. So may I suggest, family, that this evening session that Parliament had, so may I suggest, family, that this evening session that Parliament had was to vote upon, you can say laws, but mainly a changing of laws, more so an amendment, in order to meet the demands of the Iraqi citizens. And Mahdi himself comes out and he tells the citizens on Iraqi television, this budget has the financial reforms. The financial reforms. You know why? Because you could have said this long before this. Man, Marty, I tell you. Anyways, you could have saved a lot of lives, you know that. To meet the protesters. Let's see what we got here. Mark is saying, hey, Frank, what? You are correct. Trump is the man behind the curtain. He is the maestro in all of this. I really wish I could tell you. Maybe one day we can sit. What's your name? Mark? Mariani? Capisci italiano, hermano? I do. I speak, I understand Italian more than I speak it. But anyways, maybe one day you and I can sit, Mark, and we can talk. I would love to tell you the things, in my opinion, that I think I know, that he did. We would laugh. Now, yesterday, early in the morning, here we go. Yesterday, early in the morning. Morning, Mr. Frank. Now, start to realize, do you see the change in Eddie? You haven't fully seen it yet. But it's more like, whoa, look, whoa, hey, guys, wait, put the rocks down. Did you see that? Yeah. Hey, Eddie, what? Look! And the flat, well, we'll get to that in a minute. So anyways, good morning, Mr. Frank. This is yesterday, early in the morning. Good morning, Mr. Frank. Television here this morning today has Parliament reading the Third Amendment. Do you know what that is? Now, before I tell you, well, let me tell you, and then let's figure it out. This morning, Mr. Frank, today has Parliament, Parliament, reading the Third Amendment on the central bank law. So what are they doing tonight, by the way? See, this was in preparation yesterday for tonight, yesterday, I don't know. Parliament? Eddie, I know. They ain't got nothing to do with it, but you see, it's not a new law. What they're doing is amending the law in order to give you what you want. And it's a requirement. We got to do it through Parliament because the CBI can't. They don't make laws, change laws, all that. You got that, Eddie? Yeah. They're really doing that, Mr. Frank? Yes, they are. That's why it sounds confusing. And that's why you guys know about it. The rest of the world doesn't know about it unless you happen to have somebody that knows what they're talking about. Yeah, Mr. Frank, they say they're doing the reading of the Third Amendment. It's a total of 5, Eddie. I didn't even know that, Mr. Frank. Anyways, the Third Amendment on the central bank law. We're not sure, Mr. Frank. He doesn't say Mr. Frank. We're not sure why the CBI, is total independent from the GOI, but they're saying that they are new amendments to the CBI law? All honor and glory to God. Yeah. But they're saying that there are new amendments to the CBI law. We see protesters right at the entrance to the green zone, Mr. Frank. We are still getting hit with sound bombs and live rounds. It's uncalled for. It's uncalled for, Mr. Frank. Other protesters have burnt down Malachi's house. I snorted. God forgive me, but you know what? I wonder if God is even laughing at that. Other protesters, they brought marshmallows, graham crackers, and chocolate. They burned down Malachi's house yesterday. Hey, look, you don't think I'm serious, sir? And we had s'mores. The other protesters have burnt down Malachi's house yesterday, and on television, the planning minister is saying today that all plans, listen, family, all plans that have been stalled, they didn't have to die. All plans that have been stalled, I called it, what did I call it? A sneeze? All plans that have been stalled will be pushed through because daddy's there. But you'll never admit it. Will be pushed through now. Kurds and Baghdad meetings this week going on and working out figures on the 2020 budget, saying, making the numbers work in the new budget. Do you understand the value of what I'm reading you, in my opinion? I guess, something I watched Mondays, that was yesterday, right? Jeez, wow. And I said, I told you so maybe like about 30 times. I haven't even said it once tonight. I felt guilty. I mean, golly, there's a lot of people out there that are part of my team that bring this information. I don't need to say I told you so. And I'm sorry I told you so many times. I told you so. All honor and glory to God. But anyway, so these meetings are going on constantly with Baghdad and the Kurds, and they're working out. Now listen carefully. They're working out figures on the 2020 budget, saying they're making the numbers work in the new budget. Do you understand? Making new numbers work in the new budget. Once all this is complete, this week, because they're not protesting. Once all this complete this week, the 2020 budget will be presented to Parliament. They got it. This is a few days. Will be presented to Parliament to be viewed and votes on. That's what they're doing. A night session. We are seeing on television all the violence and protests in Iran. Eddie, isn't there any of that going on in Iraq? Mr. Frank, we are seeing... We are seeing on TV all the violence and protests in Iran, showing so many banks there on fire and the Iran citizens in the streets there like here. Government here still have not done anything to punish or hold accountable the Iranian backed militia for all the killings. Proof there alone that the high proxy Iranian-backed control of our government still is there. But not for long, Mr. Frank. All that coming to an end soon. You're starting to catch on now, huh, Eddie? Yeah. And then I respond to him and I say, yes, Eddie. Good attitude. You are correct. It is coming to an end now because the United States is ending it. And you may not see all the details, but trust me, ministers are being arrested. Money is being returned. The auctions have been changed. The budget is to be presented as you wanted it. So praise God, and please continue to be strong. I believe you will not have, well, you read the bottom. To which he said, thank you, Mr. Frank. And yeah, we are starting to see a change. And it's coming fast. I told you it would be fast as soon as we got there, Eddie. It's coming fast with this auction not dealing with USA dollar. The dinar must have more strength to handle this. You're catching on, Eddie. Eddie, they could never stop it until we got there. Oh, shit. This whole call is in my opinion. Right? I kept telling everybody, who has the power? Who's your daddy? Who's going to do it? Who's in control? But they, Anyway, so now what we're doing, so yeah, he's like, whoa. It must be more. I mean, they shut down the dollar in our auction, Mr. Frank. It must have more strength to handle this. That is correct, Eddie. Now let's look at today. Today at 7:57 in the morning. Good morning, Mr. Frank. I just saw your Yubi from last night. Monday's last night. From last night. Thank you so much, Mr. Frank. for that video and the words of wisdom. We appreciate you, sir. On our, I'm not making it up. On our TV today, we saw Mahdi. He came out and he's saying that he will submit names for his new cabinet. Really, Mahdi? Yeah. Oh, really, Eddie? Yeah, Mr. Frank. Mahdi himself says he's going to submit new names for his new cabinet. And these names come from his own convictions. No. The man is a jerk. The man right now is being pushed right to the edge of that cliff, right on his tiptoes, leaning forward, arms stretched out. Put your head down. Let the wind blow you over, sucker. No. Then give these people what they want. Now tell them that you got these names. Okay. Iraqi citizens, I do what you want, and I give you a new cabinet with new names, and I have them, and this is the list. Because it was damn well shoved in your face. You see, we're there now. And I like it. Let's see, how we doing? Let me see. Well, my wife left me. The cat died and the house burnt down. Well, other than that, I'm doing good. How you doing there, Billy Bob? Okay, I'll hurry up. I get the point. So anyways, thank you for the words of wisdom. We appreciate you, sir. On our television today, we saw Mahdi saying that he will submit names for the new cabinet, and these names come from his own convictions, not from his heart, not from his spirit, not from his soul. He could have done that, and almost 300 people would still be alive. So you know that, Eddie, and you tell them all. You don't have to. They already know, right? Okay. They're probably like, oh, yeah, whatever, rolling the eyes, right? Is that what you're doing? Anyway, so from his own convictions, convict this. And will be presented by next week. Hell yeah, it would be by next week. You got no choice. We're running out of time. The ice cream is melting. Convictions, and it will be presented next week. Yesterday, the supreme religious leader, oh, for crying out loud. Yesterday, the supreme religious leader had a meeting. You think? Come here. What? Well, I didn't do it. Come here. What? You want to keep what you got in your garage? All three of your warehouses? Yeah. Here, go out there and read it. Okay. People of Iraq, you're a supreme religious leader. I had a meeting, and I gave the government 45 days to implement all the demands of the demonstrators. However, wait a minute, 45 days? That's stupid. The United States wouldn't do that. I'm just curious, Mr. Supreme. Holy cow. Did you read the right papers? I'm just asking. That's all. So the supreme religious leader goes out and he says, I'm having a meeting and I gave our government 40. Who'd you have a meeting with? And I gave our government 45 days to implement all the demands that you citizens want, all from you demonstrators. However, Mr. Frank, when he told us that, It was met with laughter in the streets. It's a typical delay tactics, 45 days. Do it now, says the citizens. It's not going to, no, 45 days? Really? No, Eddie, I have no idea what that man was reading. Maybe it was a comic strip from a bazooka bubblegum wrapper or something, the fortune in it, but I have no idea because that's not what I don't think that's what he was supposed to tell you. And you guys also know it. So once you heard it, Mr. Frank, he gave 45 days to Mr. However, this was met with laughter in the streets. You see, typical delays tactics. That's all this is. 45 days. Do it now, says the citizens. Now, Mr. Frank, arrest warrants were issued. Eddie, anything you want. We're there now, son. Eddie, look at your demands. Look at your list. Look at the list of your demands. Start checking them off. And the most important one, got it. You wanted them arrested? Mr. Frank, arrest warrants have been issued today for several of the House of Representatives, and we see the United States of America is saying that they are applying sanctions now. They are applying sanctions on any person. On any person that stole Iraqi citizen money. That was very well received by the citizen, Mr. Frank. I know what the media tells you, and I know what my teams tell you, in our opinion. I can't believe it, Mr. Frank, but yeah, now we're getting that. And then on top of that, not only arresting them, but if they haven't arrested them, they're putting sanctions on them. They're busted. These guys love their money. They're not going to have no more money. Their families are gone. Wow. Sanctions on any person that stole Iraq citizen money. Very well received by the citizens. The CBI was again attacked, Eddie. The CBI has been attacked like about 60, 70 times. Anyways, Mr. Frank, the CBI was again attacked on Sunday, but the threat was put down by the security forces, including the United States of America troops, who are still at the CBI. And I told you, family, that now that we're there, there's two priorities. Number one, we must protect the green zone. Why? CBI. Number two, we must protect the citizens. Ain't nobody gonna sniper or shoot them or murder them like that no more. You understand? Okay. Mission accomplished, sir. Mr. Frank, I mean, they put that protesting, that threat down now. It wasn't us. I know, Eddie. They put it down by the security forces, including the USA troops who are still at the CBI. We do not see the patrols of troops in the green zone like last week. Eddie, they don't need to. You guys are leaving the streets now. We don't see the patrol of troops in the green zone like last week, but we do see them. Of course you do. They're everywhere. But we do see them. And also, our security forces are there. Also, Mr. Frank, they have security forces that used to be Blackwater at the CBI guarding only. They're guarding only Blackwater at the CBI, guarding only a few Iraqi troops there, mainly USA. Darn right. We will try and give another report later. But thank you, Mr. Frank. Thank you. All I gave you, Eddie, was an understanding and the motivation to hold, don't give up. Don't give up. There will be nothing and nothing and nothing, and then suddenly, I was told this, Eddie. Blackwater at the CBI guarding only a few Iraqi troops there, mainly USA. We will try and give another report later. Thank you, Mr. Frank. Oh, by the way, Mr. Frank, on one other thing. On our television news this morning, we saw reports about secret files. We saw reports about secret files and documents released showing Iran's best interests and favorite was Maliki. And it says, the report, that they wanted Maliki to which we all here have known for years that he supports Iran. We they showing Iran's undermining of Iraq and using Maliki as their source to rob Iraq blind. This is on our big screens, Big screens. You had a game today, didn't you? Yeah, but it was also on our big screens. Well, of course. Where else, Eddie? And it's also on the flatbed trucks. It's all they're driving. This is so all protesters can see this, Mr. Frank. Eddie, who do you think ordered that for you to be educated? Oh no, I just lost my place. Flatbed. Here it is. Here. Okay, flatbed. There it is. Okay. Is this verified? Family, another reason why I have been stalling a little bit, I've gone already an hour and a half, is because walking stick, I'm waiting for a call. Hey, remind me to tell you what that call is when we're done. Let me go back. But allow me to say something right now. Hey, Tink, talk to the admin, see if we can get. Wait. Can you talk? Okay, hold on, hold on. Family, I'm so sorry. I know we've been on for an hour and a half, but I think this is worth it. Let me go and listen, and I'll be right back, okay? Tink, do not play any music. We barely make three, 4 pennies at a time with these UB2Bs. it, but I'm not ready to. Yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 nice. I knew you would. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'll see what I do. I'll take it from here. Thank you. Bye bye. Okay. You know, family, I have to be careful. And I also have to be serious. Jan, tell the admins to look for a missile that it's from Iran. It's from Iran to Israel. See if we have anything we can find about a missile attack from Iran to Israel. Because, first of all, hi guys, this is just in my opinion. And if this is true, oh, buddy, things are going to go a lot faster than I even intended or I even, imagined. Yeah, this. Alrighty. So we need to verify that, number one. Number two, let's finish our Firefly. I'm trying to be as as proper as I can. I had a phone call today. My wife and I, we love to play golf. And I was talking to this lady, and she was asking me questions. And at the end, she tells me, well, we know that you like to play golf, and we're going to go play golf at this one place, and maybe one day we can play golf together. That'd be beautiful. I'd love to play golf with you all. Thank you. Yeah, and my husband's a professional golfer. Oh, really? Oh, what's his name? And she tells me his name. And when she tells me his name, my brain says, huh? I know that. I know that. And as she's talking, Tink brings up the picture of the man on the internet, and I'm like, oh my gosh, really? Is that you guys? Yeah. So the reason I tell you this story is because you should see the people that call us. Businessmen, famous movie stars, athletes, and the recent one today. So, to the lady and her husband, it was a pleasure talking to y'all today, and look forward to playing golf with you one day. I told you my favorite wood is a Spalding baseball bat. Yeah, I go into the rough a lot, so I just take that ball and I pick it up and let's now be serious again and go back and look at what we were doing with our Firefly. And if I remember, we were telling you, Mr. Frank, I guess it's daddy, like you say, Mr. Frank. But they're telling us so many things about the budget being changed. I mean, we there's a lot of things arrest that we wanted done, Mr. The budget and how it's going to be supposedly new numbers for us. I don't know. So, Mr. Frank, they even took the big screen that they put up there because we were playing, let's see, Baghdad against, I think it's Bahrain. And they're showing us this stuff up there, Mr. Frank. And then on top of that, they went and got the flatbed trucks. They went and got the flatbed trucks, and they also are announcing it as they're driving all over the city. That's a good way to calm the citizens down with knowledge. And that's a good way for them to go home with that knowledge of hope. Because it's not from their government, Iranian influence. They know who it's from. Don't you, Eddie? Now tell everyone else. Flatbed, all protesters, we can all see this. Military advisors on television they're now saying that the military units are off high alert. Really, Eddie? I'll be honest with you, I didn't get my report this morning, so I don't know the conditions of the streets, but really, Eddie? Yeah, Mr. Frank, military advisors on television are saying that the military units are off high alert now. Are off high alert now, and they're working normal hours again. They had been on high alert due to the violence of the demonstrators, but no more. Interesting. What did we need? If we can do it in a few days to a couple of weeks, here we are. Well, that would be tomorrow. That would be the end of those 2 weeks, yeah. Then it's possible, if the suitable condition returns, that we could return back to what we were telling you, citizens. Yeah, they're working normal hours. They called off the high alert. Yeah, because all those Iranian snipers ran. We got very good snipers. And our technology. Yeah, so then he says, well, I say to him, because I was so happy for him. Here, this is what I say to him. I said, now do you understand, Eddie? I've been trying to tell you, you are not only, I've been trying to tell you, not only are we coming, but we have actually been there, taking care of the situation. It just needed a little time for logistics. Now get ready for your central bank to talk directly to you as a citizen of Iraq. So now you're seeing that Eddie has realized, good God, they're not here no more in the streets killing us. They're not even in our, they're cleaning, America's cleaning them out of our parliament too. This is all real good, Mr. Frank. They're arresting them too. Look at the, Mr. Frank, they're giving us what we want. Do you realize that we asked for purchasing power to our currency to have value to it? We finally have the proof. They didn't stop the auctions, Mr. Frank. They said they changed the auctions. And you taught us that that's what we needed to see. Mr. Frank, they changed the auctions. Eddie, they've done so much more. So much more. And then after I said what I said to him, get ready for your central bank to talk directly to you as a citizen. He said, yes, sir, Mr. Frank. We all see now. And I can't wait until the USA does sanctions on the corrupt here. They've done them, Eddie. Iraqi citizens that are gathered around the television right now. You made it. It's time to celebrate. The streets are clear for you to go out and celebrate. Yes, Mr. Frank, we all see now, and we can't wait until the USA does sanctions on the corrupt here. They already have, Eddie, and you know it. In the afternoon, we start to talk again. That conversation was early in the morning. In the afternoon, we start to talk again. Everyone, we're all here, Mr. Frank. Well, I can't tell you. Everyone at the square watching the ball game, Mr. Frank, tonight between Iraq and Bahrain. Tonight, it's a World Cup qualifier round for the 2022 portable big screens. They're up all over the square, and some demonstrators are protesting, but most of us are really here just for the game. Things are changing, aren't they? How safe is it now that you can do this? Gather Iraqis by the thousands to watch a game? Things are different now, aren't they? To which I said to him, the parliament, this is now like around 4 or 5 in the afternoon, the parliament is also going to do something late tonight. They say unprecedented, never done before. Interesting, because a new prime minister is not unprecedented, Eddie. Things are moving very fast. And if this is true about Iran hitting Israel, we're slipping on ice. Because that would be a door wide open. Iran, you cannot be that stupid. No, it's got to be a mistake. Things are moving very fast now, Eddie. Every day you will see something from your government and from the central bank, all because of what Trump is doing in Iraq and Iran. To which he said, American troops are still guarding the CBI today, along with the former Blackwater security people. Of course, Eddie, of course, they are on a mission for you. We are at peace when we see the American soldiers. Our American troops don't ask for anything in return, but this might be the greatest gift for those that are listening. We are at peace when we see the American soldiers. That makes me very happy to hear you say that, Eddie. They are our American heroes. They are our Jedis. Praise be, thank you, Mr. Trump. Your last president, he did not help us at anything. We struggled. To this day, we struggle because of him, Obama. To which I said, to me, to which I said that to me, Obama was the same thing as the Iranians in your government. He did not want to help anyone. He wanted only to profit, and he proved it to everyone. It is a new day for your country. It is the new president for our country. Thank God. Did they hit Israel?
They tried.
They tried?
I'm posting little clips from this in here.
No, but was it a direct hit? Okay, never mind.
They attacked.
Yeah, I can see it over here. Attacked Iran and Syrian targets in Syria as a response to rocket launch into Israel. Okay. But it's still an invitation, right? It's still an invitation. Iran, you loco en la cabeza. You're trying to get Donald Trump to hit you. You're trying to get him to go to war against you. You think the world's got sympathy for you? Nobody cares for leprosy. And that's what you are. Yes, Mr. Frank, if you notice, we never let your past president land here. How many times did I tell you that? We never let your past president land here to visit. That's how bad tension was over him. He was not welcomed. No, And for those of you that support Obama, so be it. That is your opinion. But don't be a hypocrite in front of my face and tell me that he was a great president. I still don't understand how he got the Nobel Peace Prize. For what? I went to look for it. I couldn't even find the reason why he got it. He doesn't even earn a piece of a pizza. Yes, Mr. Frank, if you notice, we never let your past president land here to visit. That's how bad tensions was over him. He was not welcomed. To which I say, funny you say that, Eddie, because on my conference call, I have always said that the Middle East despises Obama and wants nothing to do with him. They want nothing to do with his hypocrisy. Thank you for verifying it. Love you, my friend. Be safe. Be strong. I'm going to stop. It's getting pretty late. Yeah, there's more. Yeah, we talking. But, oh my goodness, Jan, did you see we went over 2,000? Hi, guys. I'm honored to be with you. Thank you for coming. Wow. All right. We'll end at 9 o'clock, which is what, 5 minutes, 6 minutes from now? 8 minutes. 7 minutes now. Yeah, walking stick called. Yeah. But here's my problem. I don't know how to do this. I'm not prepared. And I think that you, in your decency and your respect for me and my teams, that you would understand this, that I need to think about this. I need to pray about it. I need more counsel, and I need to create. Because you know what this is? You know what this is that he just gave me? I better not even, I better not play games. You know what this is? Okay, ice cream truck, I go, give me, take them out of my freezer, yours, give me those, put them in, got it. Now, bye-bye ice cream truck, I go inside. It was cold and, they lasted in your truck. But now, in mine, hot, cookie, got to move them. Okay, so it picks up from there. So how do I do this? And I think I just very simply need time. Besides, you've had 2 hours of a pretty amazing report. All honor and glory to God, not to me. Yeah, I'm looking at it. Yeah, I know what it is. How do I feel about it? In a professional manner, with respect and dignity to you, allow me to say this is extremely encouraging to see the process not only continue to evolve, but to evolve to the end. It's very impressive. Now, if I was to give you my opinion about this, in my way, it would probably be something like, But other than that, no, it's just it's just our usual stuff. It's time for me to say goodbye. God bless you all. Thank you kindly for being with me. I love you. I'll see you again tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We go until then.